Welcome to the Deep Dive, where we delve into your research request and bring you the most fascinating insights. Today we're tackling hygiene, specifically how often we should shower and shampoo. You've provided us with a wealth of information, so let's jump right in.
The ideal frequency of showering and shampooing is a surprisingly complex topic. There's a lot of conflicting advice out there, which can make it difficult to determine the best approach.
We'll begin with research from the National Institutes of Health, which stresses the importance of the skin microbiome. That's the diverse community of microorganisms living on our skin.
The NIH cautions that excessive washing can disrupt this delicate ecosystem, and this disruption can potentially lead to skin problems.
Think of your skin as a rainforest teeming with life. Overwashing is like clear cutting, removing both beneficial and harmful microbes.
The NIH highlights the role of Cutibacterium acnes, a bacterium that's often associated with acne. However, it actually helps prevent breakouts by keeping other, more troublesome bacteria in check.
Now let's shift our focus to a study from Yan, China, published in the Skin Appendage Disorders Journal. This study followed 1,500 people and found that those who washed their hair 5 to 6 times a week had healthier scalps and reported higher satisfaction with their hair.
This finding challenges the common belief that frequent washing is damaging to hair. At least for the Asian population studied in this research, it appears that frequent washing could be beneficial.
The study also noted that individuals who wash their hair less frequently experienced more scalp flaking, itchiness, dryness, and even odor.
The study also investigated whether frequent washing damages hair itself. Researchers looked at sebum levels, oxidized lipids, which are a marker of damage shine, and the integrity of the hair's protective cuticle.
Surprisingly, they found that daily washing did not deplete the hair's internal lipids, which are essential for hair strength and health. In fact, daily washing actually led to less damage overall.
So it seems that for scalp health, the sweet spot might be 5 to 6 washes per week. However, showering frequency is a different matter. Research from James Hamlin suggests that showering less frequently, even as little as 3 times a week, can actually increase microbial diversity on the skin.
This increased diversity may strengthen the immune system and potentially reduce the risk of conditions like eczema. Additionally, studies have shown that body odor doesn't significantly change even after 28 days of showering less frequently.
This is because the skin's microbiome plays a crucial role. Beneficial bacteria on the skin help keep odor-causing microbes under control. Disrupting this delicate balance through excessive washing can have unintended consequences.
The skin's outermost layer, the stratum corneum, is vital in maintaining a healthy skin barrier. It requires a precise balance of lipids, natural moisturizing factors, and microorganisms to function properly.
Overwashing, particularly with hot water and harsh cleansers, disrupts this equilibrium. Imagine stripping a rainforest of its protective canopy, leaving it vulnerable to the elements. That's essentially what happens to your skin when you overwash.
This disruption occurs in 2 main ways. Firstly, the physical process of washing removes sebum, a natural oil that helps protect the skin. Secondly, surfactants and cleansers dissolve essential lipids like ceramides and cholesterol, which are crucial for maintaining the skin's structural integrity.
Additionally, antibacterial agents in some cleansers and the pH changes caused by frequent washing can reduce microbial diversity on the skin.
This reduction in diversity creates an environment where opportunistic pathogens like Staphylococcus aureus can thrive.
Interestingly, the study we mentioned earlier about showering 5 to 6 times a week also found a 23% reduction in dermatological issues among those who showered less often compared to daily bathers. And importantly, there was no increase in microbial infections.
This finding supports the idea that moderate washing allows the skin's natural defenses to function optimally. It aligns with the research on Cutibacterium acnes, reinforcing the concept that preserving beneficial bacteria is key to healthy skin.
It's not about eliminating all microorganisms, but rather about maintaining a balanced and diverse ecosystem. Now let's consider how age influences these recommendations. Pediatric dermatology guidelines offer valuable insights. For infants under 2 years old, sponge baths 2 to 3 times a week are recommended.
This helps prevent eczema, which is a common skin condition in young children. For children between 6 and 11, full showers every 3 to 4 days are sufficient unless they are visibly dirty.
Again, the goal is to balance cleanliness with preserving the skin's natural defenses. As children enter adolescence, daily rinses after exercise are recommended.
This helps manage the increased sebum production that naturally occurs during puberty due to hormonal changes. It's important to remember that these are general guidelines and individual needs may vary. Consulting a pediatrician or dermatologist for personalized advice is always a good idea. Seasonal adaptations are also important when considering shower frequency. Winter's low humidity can negatively impact skin, leading to increased transepidermal water loss, or TEWL.
Essentially, this means that your skin's moisture evaporates more quickly into the dry air. To combat this, shorter lukewarm showers, no more than 5 minutes, are recommended during the winter months.
This helps prevent xerosis, which is the medical term for excessively dry skin. On the other hand, summer's heat and humidity often require more frequent washing.
This helps remove sweat-derived irritants like lactic acid, which can cause discomfort and skin problems. Adapting your hygiene routine to the prevailing environmental conditions is key to maintaining healthy skin.
Let's return to hair cleansing and explore the optimal frequency for maintaining scalp health and hair aesthetics. We've already touched upon the 5 to 6 times weekly recommendation for general scalp health.
It's worth delving deeper into the rationale behind this suggestion. Recall the epidemiological study in Shan, China, with 1,500 participants. This study revealed some compelling findings that support this frequency. One of the key discoveries was a significant reduction in oxidative stress among those who washed their hair more frequently.
Participants who washed their hair regularly had 38% lower levels of malonyaldehyde, or MDA, compared to those who washed only once a week.
MDA is a marker of oxidative stress, which can damage cells and contribute to various health issues. Another interesting observation was increased follicle activation in those who washed more frequently.
They had 17% more anagen phase hairs, which are hairs that are actively growing. Regular washing might promote hair growth by keeping the scalp clean and healthy.
Subjective satisfaction is also important. How we feel about our hair plays a significant role in our overall well-being. In the study, 89% of participants reported improved manageability and shine at the 5 to 6 washes per week frequency.
It seems this frequency satisfies both scientific and aesthetic considerations.
While this frequency might be a good starting point, hair texture plays a crucial role in determining individual needs. Different hair types have varying levels of sebum production and moisture retention, which influence how often they need to be washed.
For example, straight or fine hair tends to absorb oil from the scalp more readily, requiring more frequent washing. Daily or every other day might be ideal for this hair type.
Wavy or curly hair, on the other hand, has natural oils that take longer to distribute. Washing 3 to 4 times weekly allows these oils to nourish the hair without causing buildup.
Coily or kinky hair is often more fragile and prone to damage from excessive manipulation.
Washing 1 to 2 times weekly helps preserve moisture and minimize the risk of hybrid fatigue, which is damage caused by repeated wetting and drying.
A 2021 meta-analysis offered a glimmer of hope for those with coily hair who desire more frequent washing. It found that sulfate-free shampoos enable washing up to 3 times weekly without compromising curl integrity.
Sulfates are harsh detergents that can strip the hair of its natural oils. Choosing gentle, sulfate-free products allows for more frequent cleansing without sacrificing hair health.
This is particularly important for coily hair, which tends to be drier and more delicate than other hair types. Now let's broaden our discussion to the wider implications of the skin microbiome for our washing practices.
It's time to shift our perspective from simply eradicating germs to nurturing a healthy microbial ecosystem. James Hamblin's research on the microbiome provides some groundbreaking insights.
He argues that our modern hygiene practices often resemble clear-cutting rainforests, indiscriminately removing both harmful and beneficial organisms. This is where the concept of microbiome stewardship comes into play.
It involves recognizing that not all microbes are our enemies and that many are actually essential for healthy skin.
For example, Staphylococcus epidermidis, a common resident of our skin surfaces, produces substances called lantibiotics.
These lantibiotics have antimicrobial properties and can inhibit the colonization of more harmful bacteria like MRSA. It's like having a tiny army of protectors on your skin.
Another fascinating aspect is the role of skin microbes in priming our immune system. Exposure to these microbes stimulates regulatory T cells. These cells help regulate the immune response, preventing it from overreacting and attacking our own tissues. This suggests that a diverse skin microbiome might reduce the risk of autoimmune diseases.
Additionally, our skin's slightly acidic pH, known as the acid mantle, is maintained by beneficial bacteria like lactobacilli. This acidity creates an environment that's unfavorable to fungal overgrowth.
It's a self-regulating system where beneficial microbes help keep harmful ones in check. This raises the question of what happens when we reduce our shower frequency. Controlled experiments have shown that reducing showering from daily to 3 times weekly leads to some remarkable changes. There's a 31% increase in microbial diversity, meaning a wider variety of microorganisms are present on the skin.
There's also a 22% reduction in atopic dermatitis flares, suggesting that preserving the skin's microbial balance can improve this common skin condition.
Perhaps most surprisingly, there's no significant change in body odor perception even after 28 days. This challenges the ingrained notion that frequent showering is necessary to avoid smelling unpleasant.
These findings demonstrate the resilience and adaptability of the skin microbiome. When we give it a chance, it can bounce back and thrive even with less frequent washing.
It's worth acknowledging the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic on our hygiene habits. The emphasis on sterility and frequent hand washing undoubtedly impacted our skin microbiome.
It was like a global reset button for our microbial ecosystems.
However, recent data indicates a resurgence of interest in more targeted and microbiome-conscious washing strategies. People are becoming more aware of the potential downsides of excessive hygiene.
One promising trend is the development of prebiotic cleansers.
These cleansers contain ingredients like galactorrhobina and inulin, which serve as food for beneficial microbes.
Another exciting development is the use of phage therapies in shampoos.
Phages are viruses that specifically target and kill bacteria. In this case, bacteriophage-infused shampoos selectively target Mollissiaceae species, which are implicated in dandruff.
Finally, there's a growing awareness of the importance of biome-friendly timing for our hygiene routines. This involves showering in the morning rather than at night to preserve the nighttime recovery period for the skin microbiome.
These emerging trends highlight a paradigm shift in our approach to hygiene. We're moving away from a one-size-fits-all mentality towards a more personalized and nuanced understanding of what's best for our individual skin and microbiome.
It's about recognizing that each person's skin and microbiome is unique and tailoring hygiene practices accordingly.
So where does all this information leave us in terms of practical advice for our listeners?
The research suggests that for showering, aiming for 3 to 5 times per week seems to be a good starting point.
And what about the type of cleanser we use? Does that matter?
Yes, using lukewarm water and gentle Syndic cleansers is generally recommended.
What makes Syndic cleansers different from regular soap?
They're specifically formulated to be gentler on the skin than traditional soap.
And what are the benefits of using a Syndic cleanser?
Well, Syndic cleansers are designed to maintain the skin's natural pH balance, which is really important for a healthy skin barrier.
Okay, so we've talked about showering. What about hair washing? How often should we be shampooing?
For most people, washing hair 5 to 6 times a week appears to be the optimal frequency. But again, choosing products that are right for your specific hair texture is key.
Are there any other recommendations you would give regardless of how often someone showers or washes their hair?
Yes, incorporating a 48-hour interval between full-body washes is a good practice.
Why is that 48-hour interval important?
It allows your microbiome time to recover and thrive. It's like giving your skin's ecosystem a chance to breathe and regenerate.
It seems like we're constantly learning more about the complexities of hygiene in the microbiome. What are some areas where future research could provide further insights?
One area that's ripe for exploration is the impact of our hygiene practices on antimicrobial resistance. You see, the excessive use of antibacterial agents can actually contribute to the development of antibacterial-resistant bacteria.
And antibiotic resistance is a major public health concern, as we all know.
Exactly. Understanding how our hygiene habits might be influencing this phenomenon is crucial for developing strategies to combat this growing threat.
Are there any other areas of research on the horizon that you're particularly excited about?
Another exciting frontier is the development of personalized washing regimens based on something called metagenomic profiling.
What exactly is metagenomic profiling?
It involves analyzing the genetic material of the microorganisms that are present on an individual's skin. This allows for a much more tailored approach to hygiene based on the unique composition of each person's microbiome.
So instead of just relying on general recommendations, we could potentially have custom-designed hygiene plans based on our own individual skin microbiome.
Precisely. This level of personalization could revolutionize how we approach skin and hair care. It's about moving beyond generic advice to truly individualized care. And as our understanding of the cutaneous microbiome continues to grow, the possibilities for optimizing our hygiene practices become increasingly exciting.
So it seems like the future of hygiene is moving towards a more personalized and targeted approach.
It's about giving people the knowledge and tools to make smart decisions about their hygiene routines, decisions based on a deeper understanding of their bodies and their unique skin microbiomes.
As we wrap up this deep dive into the world of hygiene, what are the key takeaways our listeners should remember?
I think the most important thing to remember is that our understanding of hygiene is evolving. We're shifting away from the idea that sterility is the ultimate goal and moving towards a more balanced approach, an approach that acknowledges the vital role of the skin microbiome.
We've learned that overwashing can disrupt this delicate ecosystem of microorganisms on our skin. What are the potential consequences of this disruption?
Well, overwashing can increase the risk of developing certain skin conditions and may even contribute to antimicrobial resistance, which is a growing global health concern.
On the other hand, we've discussed how showering and shampooing less often can actually have positive effects.
That's right. Reducing the frequency of washing can lead to greater microbial diversity, which strengthens the immune system and can improve the overall health of our skin and hair.
It seems then that the key is finding that balance between cleanliness and preserving the microbiome.
Exactly, and that balance point might not be daily washing for everyone. The research we've discussed suggests that showering 3 to 5 times per week and washing your hair 5 to 6 times per week could be a good starting point. However, individual factors like age, the season, and your hair texture all play a role in determining the optimal frequency for you.
We also touched on some of the emerging trends in the hygiene industry.
Yes, things like the development of prebiotic cleansers and phage therapies and the concept of biome-friendly timing for our hygiene routines all point towards more personalized and microbiome-conscious approach to hygiene.
This deep dive has definitely given us a lot to think about. What is the most important message you hope our listeners take away from all this?
I would say the key takeaway is to listen to your body, pay attention to the cues your skin is giving you, and make informed choices about your hygiene routine. What works for one person might not work for another, so embrace the individuality of your skin and your microbiome and figure out what truly helps you feel your best.
Thank you for joining us for this exploration of hygiene. We hope this deep dive has provided you with some valuable insights and empowered you to take charge of your own health and well-being. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep.